Welcome back to Slightly More Milk, the podcast equivalent of wearing wet socks outside.
Outside?
Yeah, well, inside, anywhere.
Yeah, inside.
Nobody likes to wear wet socks.
Exactly, that's what I'm getting at there.
We
No
really
one likes
we
us.
dig in, we make you uncomfortable.
Well, me and
We're
you have had this
nagging.
talk.
What?
Me and you have had this talk.
About
but
soggy socks.
Yeah.
no, so it's like, would you rather put on
yeah.
wet clothing, like you're completely dry and put on wet clothing, or be completely wet and put on dry clothing? Like you just came out of the water and you had to put on dry clothing.
In the end, it's the same thing that happens.
But it's a
No,
different. But isn't
but
it a
which
different
one-
avenue of sensations?
Oh, be wet
you
and
put
put on
them
dry
on.
clothes.
Would it?
Yeah.
But-
Is that your pick?
Yeah. Why would you want to be completely dry and put on soggy clothes? It's
But which
awful.
Because
one?
you don't have as hard of a time getting into them, right? Because your body is not wet. Have you ever tried to put on dry socks with wet feet?
Yeah, you're
It's
like
trying to-
hopping on
it's
one
like trying
leg.
To flick it's like trying to put a fucking condom on a snake. They just like wriggle out and it won't go in.
Have you? First, I'm impressed that you tried that.
It was a really stretched analogy.
Fucking animal.
I felt worked, but
He sits at the bottom of the lake to catch a fish. Of course he's gonna do it to a snake.
No, right? No. Just, what are you doing? Trying to put a condom on a snake? You little fucker.
I want to preface that I'm not trying to put.
It's a
the
blanket.
snake doesn't have the penis to put the condom on. You put the condom on the whole snake, right?
Yeah, it's a
The whole
blanket.
snake.
It's like a
Well,
sleeping
obvi-
bag.
Dude,
Do you know how snakes have sex? I'm pretty sure they just like intertwine and like make a big like.
That's how I do it.
Don't,
Bada bazinga.
don't we? God, the show is already over.
Is it?
No, but they like no.
Tyler, we just started.
Oh, dude, I'm goofy.
Welcome back,
I
everybody.
need a fucking nap.
I'm sick as a goddamn dog. It
You should be put down like a dog.
I should be put down.
Oh, never-ending farms. Just look in the
Oh,
distance,
where
Lenny.
you send the pup?
Oh no.
It was more of a mice and men reference.
I got that too. But the farm up the farm up. Where the fuck?
pharmacies, yes.
Farm up the up country, the farm country. I never had to put a dog down. Actually,
I kind of dread the
never have.
moment. I'm
a good
dreading
hobby.
like the moment when I have to.
It's a good way to release some stress, honestly.
Is that why you don't have dogs?
No. I just sneak it out of people's yards.
he's a fucking dog napper. He thinks he knows what's
I
best
don't
for them.
kidnap. I just straight murder in the yard. There's no kidnapping at all.
Yeah, but you gotta have some reason to do it, right?
Yeah, usually just like poison the grass around them. In the yard.
First of all, I just want to like.
Some toddlers have
No,
died.
I just want to like get past that. Like dogs don't eat grass. Like they're
My dogs
carnivore.
do.
I take that back. Actually, that's a
They-
dumb point
they totally
because my
eat
dog
grass.
grazes all
Yeah.
the time. I was gonna make a.
Take it back, you liar.
Alright, I'm just a fucking idiot. All right.
I'm glad you're sick.
I did sleep last night.
Yay!
I slept for the whole night. It was really good. But yeah, I've been very. Was it a cough?
Yeah.
Am I getting sick?
Hope not.
I
I
hope
know we
not.
shouldn't have made out.
We've been. Shh, I'm supposed to tell anyone.
I'm sorry, Mom.
No, it was like I think I took okay precautions to like not get everybody sick. But right now I'm like, there's like I'm in my house and there's like dishes to put away that somebody else did, and I was like, I really want to do those, but like that's not a good idea. Actually,
You're tying back your bonnet, and then you're
Yeah.
like, I can't.
no, it's fucking short of like hand sanitizer and gloves and whatever, because like my mom can't get sick, can't do that. So,
No,
Gotta, like,
now.
gotta like keep everything really, really clean, like sanitize and all that. Stay in my
Yes.
room,
Did,
isolate all the time like I do normally.
Did you get like
Nothing's changed.
one of your very plain cups and then just draw an like a skull and crossbones and be like, this
Yeah,
is
do
my
not
cup.
use.
Like,
That's
don't
actually,
touch this cup.
I have
Good
like
idea.
every
That's
like
the sick cup.
I have like a preset like silverware set up in my room where it's like all mine that I like wash myself and I use myself for now.
Yeah.
And like try and keep everybody else out of it. Although for dinners or whatever, they'll make food.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
But
Something else other than me being sick. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
That makes you sad.
Yeah, I think I did bring it up.
but you
it
did
does
get
suck.
a full night's rest?
I got a full night's rest. I slept from 12 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. I woke up because the fire alarm was going off, and that was really painful.
Oh.
to
You
wake
fall
up
back to
to.
sleep?
I did actually.
With the fire alarm going,
No,
there was a
no.
fire in his room.
No, I like. It was my mom showering, and the steam set off the fire.
That
I'm
should
like
be
blown
possible,
because
shouldn't
it like I heard it from the other end of the house, like beep 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 beep, and then in my room, beep beep, like super fucking loud.
Here it comes.
And so yeah, like crawled on my table, like bleary eyed, like can't even look up towards the ceiling because it's too bright. So I'm like blindly looking for the fucking hole to shut it off, or the button to shut it off, and and it doesn't shut off, so I just like, fucking pull the whole thing out of the water. It goes, pew! It was just like, guys,
There was a fire.
you're all gonna die. maybe smoke alarms are really just trying to help us. Like, anyhow, got a full night's sleep, and now I'm feeling better, and now I'm sick, and we're all doing a bunch of wild shit. So uploads are very few and far between, unfortunately.
Yeah, I moved out and still doing the whole thing in my car because Allstate's a piece of shit.
Sponsored by Allstate.
Yeah, sponsored by Allstate. No, it's been fucking awful, and I'm not an adult yet in my head, so I can't
the
deal
thing,
with it.
right? Because in my mind, at least, I would very much like to just kind of like 50-50 go back to like when you don't have responsibilities and like having bills to pay and shit.
10 years old.
But like everybody has that thought, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the other part of me that like actually no, like living as we are right now is way more fucking kick-ass because I think that if we did go back to being 12 years old, 10 years old, we wouldn't
have money.
We would be very frustrated by not being able to stay out
especially
past midnight
if we
or whatever.
Well, if
like,
we go back. If we're going back with like our thoughts now, with like everything that we know now, yes, it would be fucking torture.
It would be. Like, school would be so easy.
School would be so easy.
Yeah.
Do you realize how easy high school was?
Yeah, but I just didn't do it.
Just
I probably still would go back and like just still not do it.
Do you think
knows all the questions and answers? No.
I just wouldn't do the homework
Seriously,
like I did last year.
That was literally it because it was so easy and we knew all the answers and like Ryan and I were in like AP classes and we failed them because we just didn't participate, and it would have been so easy. To just like
it would have been, but we're like, nah, fuck that.
And like, so if you went back to high school, you wouldn't do anything differently.
No, I would. I could probably bust out the homework pretty fast. But what I would do is I could bust it out fast, but I still just wouldn't do it because I didn't feel like doing it. So I just played sports and stuff. I'm ready to go home. And go to bed.
I've done my share for today.
Yeah.
I still would probably do a lot of my procrastination and just wait until like the last day, be like, oh shit, right, that's due.
But like, still do it, you know?
Well, I always did it. I just procrastinated until like the last second.
I would procrastinate until like, okay, so I'm just gonna have a day late. Okay, what next day? And then it's like, I'm just not gonna do it.
And like small school where you're very amicable with the teachers half the time, and it's like, can I get a day late? Yeah, whatever. Like it wasn't strict.
No, it wasn't.
High school.
Well, it was also Pittsfield, so it's like
it was
lower.
It was a little bit different. Lower standards.
But yeah, what I've learned myself is college. I've been constantly negatively reinforcing myself by doing things last second. Mm-hmm. And this last class I just passed, I did everything the day it was due. Mm-hmm. 2 hours before it was done, and nice. I got an 88 overall on the course.
Wow.
So I'm like, why stop doing this? I'm just gonna keep doing it last second because I'm keep getting this positive reinforcement.
And
like,
so the bad habits they begin.
You're a bona fide college student now.
I'm like, I'll just play video games till like 10 o'clock and then bust it out at midnight when it's due.
Just sort of like fucking railing a Zanny and doing it's like and living on campus. You got the whole package.
Yeah, you did.
No, I take an Adderall and then I have ADHD. So it's prescribed to me, and I'll play video games for like 6 hours, and then I'm like, I can time to do my homework.
Little homework here and there.
Yeah.
All right, studying done. Homework.
Yeah. I don't even study. I kind of just
I know. You play video games.
I kind of just like skim through what I'm supposed to read. Like, oh, that's a good quote.
Yeah, you get. Yeah, like skimming.
Writing.
I just scroll right through, and I hate
skimming through. You're like, okay, that's a name. I should probably remember that name. And you're like, blah 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 blah. Oh, he died. Okay, he died.
I do hate that. Like, I'm in an English course, and
English course,
and they use so many big words when they don't need to. It's a lot.
That's all
like,
English.
I know, it's ridiculous. They're like, so this,
don't even
this,
get me started.
And they're like, you use all this. Why couldn't you just say this? This is what it really means. Stupid. What do you think?
I don't think that it's stupid. I think that Let me. All right, so it's English time, but let me preface this. What?
Here's an English professor, Derek.
It's not. Come on.
Yeah, why don't you school us to how better you are than us?
I think that people should take what I say with 80% credibility. I think that is a fair assertion. All right. I think that what?
80% credibility for what?
The things that I say should be about 80% credible.
Ah, okay.
What did you think I meant?
I don't know.
Anyhow.
He was so confused.
Yeah.
I've written a lot of papers where I've used words that I do not need to use. I've also read a lot of papers where they use words that they don't need to use. It's a really fine line between throwing in a word in order to add some zest to the paper, add some oregano to that fucking meal, it's a fine line between that and then just eating oregano, like with some pizza thrown on top. Like and it's hard to recognize, and examples don't necessarily come to mind quickly, but it's hard to recognize that line between oversaturated use of like just bad words, and what I mean by bad words is. You like pee. Pee. But yeah, what I mean by bad words, at any rate, is words that don't necessarily like invoke the feeling of what they look like they're doing. There's a lot of words that they're just complicated for the sake of being complicated. They're not even bound by Latin roots where you could potentially figure them out by context clues. Like if you saw the word. Oh, for instance, what's a good word that you could figure out through context clues?
Proclamation?
Proclamation, for instance. Because exclamation is a word that a lot more people know than proclamation, so everybody knows that means that, and they end in the same root, and they have generally same mouth feel. I talked about mouth feel in those other episodes. They have same mouth feel, they have the generally same structure. So you can figure out what that word means by the
yeah, no. Yeah, it feels
this
good.
This is the greatest empath of our generation. He could tell what anybody...
By just feeling their tongue. He could tell what
anybody meant or wanted to say by feeling their tongue. You would see he had mouth feel.
It's just on the tip of my tongue. He just sticks his fingers in their mouth.
Oh, no, it's not anymore. Now it's on the tip of my fingers.
That's a stand power.
To be able to,
literally a stand.
Legend has it he could literally steal the words from your lips.
He just has to shove his fingers down your throat without you asking.
General mouth feelings.
Oh, what was the word? Oh, this.
That's some Cthulhu shit, like mouth feelers.
Yeah, he's one of the least powerful elder gods. He lives in Compton. And
you had the mind flayers, the mouth feelers,
the woozle touchers, the nose blowers,
and the magic users,
the bad touch men,
the shadow people. Actually, right. Video shout out that I haven't thought about in a while. Brad Neely's Baby Cakes videos. Mm-hmm. Brad Neely was the artist behind China, Illinois, a show that I didn't like very much. I don't know if you've watched it, but it's a little bit unsettling, and the pacing is really weird, and the way the characters interact with dialogue is very strange. It's very Adult Swim, but a lot of people like it. But before he did the show, he did all those Baby Cakes videos? Everybody should go watch those. I fucking love those.
Yeah, because Baby Cakes isn't he the main character in China?
He's
Illinois?
One of the main
one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was all, or maybe this wasn't even before the show came out. I'm not actually sure.
It might have been before the show, and then he probably just took that character.
Yeah, wicked funny stuff.
But yeah, it's great. I'll have to put that in the description then.
Please do.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
You never watched those?
No.
No, I don't think we ever showed him.
Oh, shit. I'll show you after.
Yeah, we'll show you after before we leave.
Wow, those are some... This is some... do you remember the Washington song? No. Washington, 6'20", fucking killing for fun.
Nope.
You've never seen that?
No.
Videos for you to watch. They're really kind of jarring and really weird niche comedy. Very specific niche comedy. Wicked funny, though. It does it to really great effect and super, super quotable.
Oh, speaking of that, did you hear that Coheed and Cambria, Flight of the Conchords are coming back together?
Yeah, no, they're doing a tour or something.
That would be awesome to go see.
That would be a really cool Flight of the Conchords.
They're doing one last tour.
Oh, really?
Thing. I don't know. I'm asking.
Probably. But there's so many last tours and then they just do
it again. I know, which is why I'm asking.
They're 40 or something, aren't they?
Well, for they're older. I take that back, because I watched the show, 10 years ago?
George Colinton did stand up when he was 70. Yeah,
no shit.
Yeah, he's one of the fucking best comedians. He was 70 years old.
Funny bastard.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he's not that funny.
No. I was admitting that he's really fucking funny.
He's just really creative. And the shit he was talking about is funny now, and he was doing that shit back in the fucking 80s, crazy.
Right, and there's something to be said for shit that's ahead of its time.
Timeless.
Yeah, what?
You can listen to Fleetwood Mac.
Talk about shit that's ahead of its time. That's important.
Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. You could listen to Rumors, the album by Fleetwood Mac. You could listen to that shit now, and it just sounds
when
like
did that come out?
70 something. Yeah. And you can listen to that now, and it sounds like alternative music now. Mm-hmm. And it's just fucking really crazy that they did it that ahead of their time.
What song? Were there any songs that are on that album that are famous?
Yeah, The Chain.
I feel like I would know the names. I just don't know the song. No.
When You Love Me Now.
Yes,
You
okay.
Never Love Me Again. Then you have
See, I know.
that one. Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
You have. Oh, there's one more. Go Your Own Way.
Yep.
And that was all. And I think. Yeah, Rumors was obviously on it. And I think everything too. But yeah, a lot of good songs came out then.
Yeah, that is wild. That like.
Like even Michael Jackson is like, you could tell it was in the 80s.
There's something about the sound that like separates it from, and that part of, I'm sure, what makes it really great for the generation is like because it sounds like nothing else has been. And I guess that's what people mean when they say it's ahead of its time,
like,
as it doesn't sound like anything else.
Vanilla Ice was so far ahead of its time with Ice Ice Baby.
You really know it. People don't like to admit it, but he was the main. He did make the song.
He had the finger on the pulse of what's new.
This is a true social media guru.
and then his the perfect person came from under him, Limp Bizkit. Really defined a generation.
Did you ever like Limp Bizkit?
Never.
I've listened to a few of their songs. I like some of their songs.
Really?
Yeah.
You did it all for the nookie?
Yeah.
So you can take that cookie and shove it up your
It's a vibe from like a time. But
Yeah.
It's not something I want.
Yeah,
No.
I think 90s
Like,
stuff is so out of it. Like 80s is like, but it also shows like maybe in the future, 10 years from now, we'll be like the 90s now, and then future from that will be like early 2000s again. Like
So
right now, high school kids are wearing like visors and shit again.
I know.
And I'm like, that was like cool, and like,
You know-
like you should get Frosted Tips and join like fucking Backstreet Boys.
You know what kids like to listen to in the club right now is fucking Come On Eileen.
Oh, I always
plays at every club.
I love
Really?
it. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
People love that song.
I still love that
it's,
song.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a great song.
It's a good song, but they're playing like
I'm
remixes
very-
of it in like bars and yeah.
Come on, Eileen.
That's like that shit you listen to at like 9 o'clock at night. That fucking second-rate DJ on the radio station. It's like a giant mix of bullshit.
Yeah, I want to hear that remix. Somebody called into a
Someone
radio
fucking
show.
never says.
But Come On Eileen. So that's actually a good point. The 80s are like coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. Take On Me.
Take On Me. Fucking Dressing Poorly is like not even like to say that like the 80s made you dress poorly, but like comparatively now, like dressing very, very, very alternatively, like as you would in the 80s, like teal, purple,
Flannels.
flannels, and like
No, flannels weren't
fucking
90s,
wearing like.
Flannels? No.
Actually, what am I wearing?
Picture 90s grunge.
Not flannel. Not for 90s grunge.
90s.
Oh, 90s
Not
grunge.
80s,
That's
not
totally
80s.
not 80s. No, but 90s.
90s,
Yes,
90s.
I messed up with
Oh,
the 80s.
You did.
Oh,
I thought you were
was
like 90s doesn't do flannel. I'm like 90s is all flannel. 80s I mixed up.
80s not so much.
80s like the big hair and shit like that.
Yeah, people aren't wearing hammer pants, but like it's still coming back. And even then, to that extent, the 50s, I feel that people said they were coming around recently because of the hair. People are doing, guys are doing like shaved on the side and fucking swoop on the top. You know what I'm saying? That's a 50s haircut.
Yeah.
That's how people dress. Like dressing in boat shoes, like nice like skinny
Loafers.
jeans or whatever. Yeah, loafers, skinny jeans, whatever. Flannel and like that haircut. And it's like in all this weird amalgamation of stuff that's coming together. It's a huge
History always repeats itself, dude.
It certainly does.
And like what really annoys me though is there's this I was on Reddit and I saw this giant thing. It was on politics and it was like the politics has never been this divided before. I'm like, you sure about that? I'm like, you ever heard of the Civil War?
Have you heard of any civil war at all in the world?
Are you sure that there wasn't a bigger discord in America?
They were talking about strictly America.
They said right now, the
politics,
difference between Republicans and Democrats are so divided. It's never been this divided. I'm like, we're not killing each other. There's no war in America right now.
I hate to break it to you, but there was a war amongst ourselves only about politics.
And everybody looked at us and they were like, what?
I want you to look up the most bloodiest American war ever. It's Gettysburg.
The war?
Well, it makes sense though.
They have video footage. It's wild.
Yeah. It got colored just
It's just a
recently.
bunch of old timey. It's like some old sweaty dude just taking a giant like old picture and then throwing it on the ground and then putting up a new one and then throwing it on the ground and then, where the people just slightly move over and over.
Or it's like someone's narrating and he has the picture and he's like bouncing up and down. Like, in the year 1867.
Oh, see, I kind of also went to like a flip book thing, like somebody just like would stick figures like.
Local man makes 400 flip books to illustrate the Battle of Gettysburg.
like little shots of that. It's like, You think his own sound effects?
That would actually be really entertaining, I feel like.
I think
As far as content creation goes, for someone to do something like that on YouTube.
That'd be funny.
Do you
Probably
remember,
done.
Do you remember, what was, Oni Plays talked about him. What the fuck is it? Bippy? Boopy? The fucking guy that Oni Plays talked about. He did, he was he had something wrong with him, like with his head. He was this guy on YouTube that dressed in these really weird, really, vibrant costumes, like the Wiggles or something like that. And all his channel was like going around to like his kitchen, like his own kitchen, and like pointing at shit and being like, "What color is this? This one is blue. It's blue." And he would just like repeat it over and over again, like over and over and fucking over again. And like eventually, I guess his like wife left him or something, and he like stopped making videos or something, so nobody knows what happened to it. And that last part could totally be wrong, but that's how I remember it
That'd
happening.
make me very happy if he was like a hoarder and just had the messiest fucking house ever. And just like
this
worn
dimly,
down.
like a night vision camera.
And like rats.
This is blue.
And you can see like rats walking around in the distance.
No, he was like, there was like HD footage and like it was a normal guy, but he was a really freak, and his name was like Blippy or Boopy or Oopy Stoopy Foopy, something like that.
okay.
Something like that. Come on.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Honestly, I'd rather see
don't.
like what kids really need right now is like Elsa pregnant with Spider-Man videos. Like that's really.
Oh, the
what we
Elsa
fucking
Gate
need.
videos?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I really need to see.
I went on that website, the Elsa Games website.
No, you did.
I did.
It's
I
fucked
checked it out.
up.
It was like, I thought it was gonna be like, oh, whatever, like this is
it's crazy.
addicting games
It's
from
like,
back in the
give
day.
Elsa a C-section, kids.
Yeah, like fucking insert Elsa's IUD. Dress up and play
Don't go
doctor.
too far in the cervix. That'll hurt.
This results in uterine. Shit, I forgot the word. I just took my making babies class.
Dip in alcohol, kids, or she'll get a UTI. Yo, fucking out of here, man.
What I was going to say is like, for your weeks, like you guys have been doing a whole lot, and actually I can't talk about this because I'll have to wait for Derek. Mostly.
Bring us something else.
Huh?
What have you been doing this week?
Well, I went to go see the My Hero movie that came out. It was actually pretty good, and that's I went down to Lowell with Nate.
My lol.
It's the only place that was showing.
Oh.
So we took an hour and drove down to Lowell. But
Is it kind of like the Killing Joke thing where it's like only there for like a day or something like that, or?
They were doing it was a really weird selection of days. It was like because we went this Tuesday. It was like this Tuesday and yesterday were 2 days of this week, but then last week it was like Monday and Thursday, and they switched days on whether it was dub or sub. We went to go see the sub version.
Oh, you're talking about the My Hero movie?
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was okay. It was okay. There are some complaints that I have, mostly because
Not live action.
yeah, it wasn't live action. It wasn't like the Attack on Titan
Just
movie.
didn't get what I wanted out of the film.
Just because of when it came out, because it takes place in between seasons 2 and 3.
Okay.
So you see this one, like the final action scene, and you see All Might like get captured, and a whole bunch of spears like go through the block, and we're all like, he's fine.
we all know.
Yeah, like we see him later.
Yes.
But
Has there been any big deaths in My Hero? Obviously, don't tell me who, but like, have they actually gotten rid of good characters?
I think the biggest death has been Ida's brother.
Isn't
Even that we don't
didn't
know
die,
if it's
though.
a quote unquote death yet.
Yeah, he's
Really?
He's in the hospital.
Yeah,
he's
They
still
don't-
in the hospital?
they
He's been
do
in the
not-
hospital
they
since the
don't talk
first
about him.
They
episode.
don't kill anybody.
Well, that's
Well,
Everybody
Best
dies.
Genius is technically dead.
no,
Best
that's
Genius?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
but that's like every anime fucking ever. They don't kill off characters.
They haven't had to really.
No, but name one anime where they actually just ruthlessly kill off characters like
Gurren
like,
Lagann.
like Game of
Gurren
Thrones.
Lagann.
Gurren Lagann at the like
ReZero.
any person that Yoko kisses
let
in
me
Gurren
just-
Lagann is dead. Like they
Sounds
die.
like my life, you know what I'm saying?
She is what they call the doomed bitch.
The doomed bitch. Is that like...
Are you looking at like
That-
a list of
Well,
animes you
I was
watch?
gonna list
That is
you a
gigantic.
really,
Holy
I was gonna list
shit.
you a really, really long list of animes in which they kill off a lot of characters, but it would take too much time.
But yeah,
and it ultimately wouldn't be fulfilling.
Gurren does. I'm trying to think. Gundam does
Doomed
actually.
bitch.
Well, like
It's hilarious.
like Bleach, they could have really done well if they killed off some characters.
Nobody
but they
died,
just refused.
that's
And there's like so
Yeah.
many. There's so many characters in that they're allowed to kill
Well,
some.
let me ask you, how long did it take them to start killing off people in Naruto?
I never made it that far.
Yeah, I don't even think anybody dies in Naruto, does
Oh,
it?
plenty of people die.
Do they?
Absolutely.
I've never fully watched the show.
In the original Naruto, nobody dies. Except, like... Well, actually, no. Didn't the main Hokage or whatever die in, like, against the snake dude?
I think that's, like, the only death that I know of.
Yeah, that's all I can think of. I haven't seen it in years.
I don't remember any of the main cast dying, which...
They kill off One Punch Man villains every day.
Oh, wow! Ow.
With but one punch.
Yeah.
Actually, no. One Punch Man killed off a lot of... Even supporting characters they killed off, didn't they?
Any character that got
One
punched.
Punch? Yeah, no.
Any character that got punched, he's
Yeah, hey,
dead.
you get in his way, you're getting punched.
That damn fucking cyclist needs to die. He's annoying.
No, he's
Oh,
the
Moomin
best.
Rider, dude!
He's stupid.
He's the best. Just because he's a dude on a bike.
He saved the day. He gave Saitama a ride.
Oh, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure also kills off a lot of people.
Yeah, it does. And he was talking about season 5, which I think came out today.
Yeah, actually, I watched that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't even know if I
excited.
care anymore.
I'm super
Is Dio in
because of
5?
His son is.
Oh yeah, this one has Dio's son in it.
Dio's
Yeah.
son, Oid. Dio backwards.
Giorno.
I got that. It's just that it was the lowest common denominator of comedy, and it still cracked me the fuck up because of how you said it.
Oid.
You did Dio's son, Oid.
But yeah,
Dio's son, a
it's
fucking idiot.
Giorno is the main character, which Dio had
Which does Jonah like?
he's
Got you again, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm tough. All
Dude,
right.
Derek's humor is so complicated, it's stupid, and it's just
so
funny.
bad.
Like his humor is a complete 360. Like he goes all the way to the it's so meta that it goes to stupid again.
Well, like,
like lamp.
no, I don't think Lamp's not funny. It's not anymore because it got like for instance, like E means like just the letter E. Funny as shit.
What's funny about E?
Because
Like,
you have to do it right, right? You can't just
you can say it funny.
Right. You can't just post an image of the letter E and say, upvote this image. People will do it, by the way. People still do that. Say, here's a picture of the letter E, upvote it because I told you to, and people do it. And that's kind of how it got started. But, like, what it takes is, like, creativity and application of, like, an extremely unfunny subject. Using
And
that
deep
to, like,
fry that
digitally
shit.
alter that, deep fry that shit. Exactly, like, make it funny. Like the EA Games thing where it says, like, EA Sports, it's in the game. And instead it just says, E. Like, that's fucking hilarious,
That is
you know?
funny.
That's really good. But, like, as a concept, that's not funny by itself.
Nah, I never-
Lamp isn't funny. Loops, oats, those, all of it, it's all the same thing. It's all not funny.
The moth memes aren't really that funny, but the sea captain one is fucking hilarious.
Stop
We're heading
tipping
straight
your
for the
chair.
lighthouse. Fucking right we are.
Stop tipping your chair, because that will, you can hear that all the time. And
I
you're all
didn't.
disoriented
Don't
from the
listen
mic,
to him.
too.
Don't believe him. Lies from the
Do
Jedi.
not believe his lies. Fuck yeah, we're heading for the, for the lighthouse.
Fuck yeah, we are.
but yeah, I saw that and then I sold all of my Dota Arcanas.
No,
Why?
no, actually, that's... Why don't you talk about that? Because that's actually a pretty, that's a pretty large transition.
Yeah, just recently I haven't been having a great time in Dota, especially with like, again, it might have just been the Ohio boys and all that, but just the group just got really agitated with each other, and nobody was having fun, and it's just like, and the game makes you too focused on winning.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, again,
Unless you play it to have fun.
So you give it up on Dota?
no, well, hold
But
on.
let him finish.
Like, it makes you too focused on winning where you won't have fun if you lose. Which, over time, you're like, this is getting draining.
That's how I feel with every multiplayer game, no matter what, even if it's not even competitive. I don't like losing to other people. If I lose to the AI, totally fine. But if I lose to another human being, I get fucking pissed.
Multiplayer games, man, it's a problem.
I can't handle I get too mad, and that's why
I know.
that's why I don't play multiplayer games.
I believe it.
I can't handle it.
I believe it.
Can you handle it?
Yeah, and I
Can you
do.
handle it? I can't.
I can.
I can't handle losing. I can't.
It's that feeling of like somebody being better than you and then like laughing at you for like kicking your ass is like totally infuriating. But like
I like the
Like, I'll
because in
break
my
stuff.
mind of losing is like you can always learn from it.
Yeah, but it hurts to learn. So that, like, this fucking sucks.
Sometimes,
but
yeah.
then
Sometimes
it
you
is
get
painful.
just ran into the
why
ground.
does there have
It's
to
like,
be pain when there can be fun?
For
Yeah.
me though, the highs are not as high as the lows.
Really?
Like, I'll play Hearthstone, and he's emoting me, and he's fucking kicking my ass, and I'm not winning because there's one card that I just cannot get, and it's
And
the
you get
very
that
bottom.
card and-
No, and I don't get it, and I just lose. And I'm like, well, why the fuck do I do this to myself? I'm like,
Yeah.
And then, like...
Wait, how good is it to have him emote that whole game and you have that one card to kill him?
How many times does that happen? Usually it's you get killed by...
So rarely, but what I'm getting at is that those highs are that high.
Not for me.
We've talked.
It's gotta be, right? It's gotta
It
be.
doesn't.
It's so rare when that happens that you get that opportunity and you fucking roast him and then you friend request him and tell him he's a pussy. Like, that's awesome.
We had this talk
makes it worth
before,
it.
but yeah, like with Dota, because like, yeah, you win and lose about half the time, but like everybody is. A lot of people get really mad when they lose, and they don't have fun technically when they lost, and like. Yeah, there are a bunch of highs with Dota. Like, you get those great combo plays off, and you just win the game off of it. You come back from a crazy...
Deficit.
And you win.
What if you're winning, you're kicking ass, and then someone else comes back from you and kicks your ass at the end?
Happens all the
frustrating
time.
It
is
happens all the
that?
time.
That's what makes me mad. I don't even get mad when I lose. I get mad when I play
If we
poorly.
fucking throw, yeah.
Specifically, I don't even get mad at anybody else these days.
No,
I
yeah,
don't
but
give a
like, it's
shit.
like, I'm like, oh no, I shouldn't have done this,
Yeah.
and like,
So that's when it
Yeah,
gets a little
but-
debilitating, is when you factor your own performance into, like, your mental checklist. Like, am I doing everything right? Am I living up to my own standards?
yeah.
And that's where it gets a lot of people, maybe. Losing is different, because I lose a lot.
Yeah, you lose about half of the games. If
And
you
I-
look at, like, I have, like, 2,000 games or something like
Give or
that.
take.
Yeah, I have, like, 1,000 with you.
52, 54,
Yeah.
win rate,
Yeah,
49 even sometimes. At any rate, I lose a lot, and I still have fun if I play the character I play, and I stopped playing with a couple other people, started playing with, like, Nate,
Again,
who
yeah.
was on the podcast, the brother Nathan, played with him and a couple of his friends. It's just, like, always fucking fun, because we just meme on people.
Yeah.
It's not even about winning so much as about, like, seeing if you can do ill shit, you know?
But yeah, it's probably also with who I've played with recently. But yeah, I've given it up for a little bit at least a few months.
What I did want you to talk about, though, that took a really long time to get there, is all your Arcanas and all your shit you sold.
Yes, as of right now, I have $160 in my Steam wallet.
Damn.
I've spent $120 because I bought Valkyria Chronicles and Monster Hunter Worlds, and I have $60 more out of my Arcanas coming in once they sell.
Oh, there you go.
So each of those Arcanas you bought for $30?
$35.
$35?
I'm selling them for $30.
Sold them all back for
But-
$30.
So
But
you lost money.
so
Oh, pff, hardly.
barely. But here's the thing.
That's what you pull away from.
Yeah,
But here's
absolutely.
hold on. Here's the thing.
So basically, you lost money.
That's what I'm saying.
But here's the thing.
It's because $5.
Actually, 2 of those I got for free.
See, there you go.
But no. So on Steam, if you sell it, then they have a Steam tax where Steam will get some of the money, and then you get the rest. So it's like, how much do you want to get? I say, oh, $30. How much is somebody else going to pay for this? They pay $34.50.
Right.
50 cents less than what they could have bought it legitimately from Valve, the game.
And people
the
will take that 50 cents every time.
People have done it.
Do you know why? It's the cheapest thing that pops up.
Yeah,
Because
I guess
it says, X number sold in this many hours.
Yeah.
Make it the cheapest option. People buy it immediately. If 300 sell in the past 24 hours, you just make it 1 cent cheaper, and it's the first thing that shows up.
I'll take a fast sell any day.
But yeah, so I'm like, okay, if these idiots are going to be
So
buying
basically,
this,
you lost money, is what you're saying.
yeah, I basically lost money.
So I
But
look at half that collection is worthless that I paid money for, so I'm not selling it until I can make money.
This whole collection, you don't think you'd make any money back off this?
I wouldn't make as much money as it. No,
Well, you never do.
No,
Unless it's 80 years old.
No,
then.
honestly, most of the stuff I would make money if I sold them for $1. But we'll talk about that soon. I had a lot of store credit.
Right. Right, yeah. about
but
that.
yeah, no, I've sold all of my Arcanas, and I gave a whole bunch of stuff to one of my friends, Huggle, who doesn't have a whole lot of items.
Yeah,
Is your name actually Huggle?
Her
Pretty awesome
online
name.
name is
Her,
her username is Hugglepuff, and we just call her Huggle.
but she's lonely. Nobody plays her.
I know, I
She's
feel
like in
really-
the Discord, like, where is everybody?
I feel really sad because I
What'd
found
she
her.
do to you guys?
What?
What'd she do
Nothing.
to you guys?
Nothing.
Nothing, we just don't play.
She's super nice and but I found her on Reddit, right? Because she was like, "Hey, I'm just looking for somebody to play Dota with." I was like, "Oh, I have a stack of 7 people, and we switch out it all the time." So it's like, "Do you want? I'll add you, and you can join in." And then she became kind of like a stay for a very long time.
she's pretty much a staple of it
Yeah,
for the
and
most part. Not Battle Cup, but
No.
anything
Is
else.
she in your guys' Discord?
Yeah, and recently, because a lot of us have just kind of stopped, she's like, Because like this is like the one game that she really plays.
Plus, you guys go in waves all the time.
Oh yeah, they'll be back.
Yeah.
You'll be back.
I'll probably.
Oh, you'll be back.
Well, I'll talk about that in a second.
But yeah, like right now she's like, can you guys like come play Dota? Like, I miss you guys. Like, where are you? And I was like,
it was very sad.
Oh no.
To that extent, that's pretty much what we said.
Yes, it was like, oh, but no.
I am not doing that.
I will play with her. I will take up the torch.
Well, Andrew still plays, and
oh yeah, he does.
You, Andrew, I think Stuart will still play, but
I don't know what Stuart's doing. Cody will be back. But...
They said sewage. I'm like, that's an awesome Steam name.
Yeah, sewage. I think my Steam name right now is Deep Incel Lore.
Yeah, it is.
I'm pretty sure.
Is it still the same picture?
Oh yeah, always the same picture. Always
yeah.
Patrick.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of Steam money, and I bought Valkyria Chronicles 4, which is great, which you should definitely get. If you like Valkyria Chronicles 1, you should totally get it.
I played the first level of that game.
Oh, right.
And does that mean you liked it or you didn't like it?
I did like it.
So, do you know what it is?
JRPG.
It's like think XCOM, right? Yeah. So it's like a tactics game, but you can control your men. Like you'd be like, okay, I need to move you, and you go down into like a third person shooter, and you have to move them, and you have much AP to move.
Oh, kind of like XCOM. Okay, now I get that. Cool.
And you're like, okay, I can move like they have 400 AP, so you can move like 50 feet or something like that. And so then when you have to shoot, you actually have to aim. It goes into like first person. You actually have to aim at the enemy and shoot, and it's like. Headshots will kill the enemy faster, and body shots are easier to hit.
So it's an actual, like, FPS skill, like, there's skill involved? Or
it's just basically putting a reticle on the enemy, but, like, it has more agency than, like, clicking and be like, oh, that has a
30% chance to hit. Yeah.
75% chance to hit, and it feels like, okay, yeah, whatever. It feels like numbers, but then, like, when you miss in this game, it's because, like, oh, I didn't aim correctly.
Right.
Or I was too far out of range of my weapons.
Is it a future game or?
No, it's actually like
it's a picture anime World War II.
Yeah, I was gonna say
cool.
picture World War II, but in anime land. But in anime land, and everything it's slightly off.
Is there Hitler in it?
No,
Mussolini's in Germany. It's weird. Yeah. Mussolini's leading Germany. It's really fucking weird. Just a little bit off. Right?
Well, actually,
they shoot pizzas out of the fucking
well, actually, it seems now that I think about it, it's more like if World War II was between like Russia
and the cat girl
and the Allies.
It's the Cold War.
Well, but like. Because like there's still a lot of like World War II.
Less Vietnamese people dying.
No, but there's still like a lot of World War II like references. Like
is it gulags?
You're on a roll. Keep it up.
Anyway, because like there's one area called the Sigfall Line, which if you look at it, it's basically set up like Normandy and the beachheads of France. But it's landlocked and it's just off of mountains.
Is there a ton of people dying?
Yeah, it's a big event.
Right.
But no, it's really good. I would imagine. I would totally check it out. And then I got Monster Hunter.
The Auschwitz level's crazy.
It's a very experimental game, very controversial.
I feel strangely that would still sell.
Yes.
Pretty quickly, actually.
An Auschwitz game?
Yeah, like a survival
Auschwitz
game.
Yeah, they make Titanic slides now.
What?
They make Titanic blow-up slides.
I don't know. Oh, like the boat.
Yeah, sinking, and that's a giant slide.
The tragedy of like millions.
So as years go by, and less people are more affected by it, it's more easily like. Yeah. And like maybe like in 200 years they'll make 9/11 games.
That's a good point. Like, I mean, okay, picture if this podcast came out 1950, right? Like this.
Wow, we are ahead of our time.
We're still 30 years ahead.
This you must suspend your disbelief for mere moment.
Yeah.
We were talking about...
Good joke.
Yeah, 1950s...
Oh, yeah, we were talking about...
In 1950s, probably not like a good Auschwitz game would come out.
What I was saying...
On the Atari.
Boop, 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 boop. Atari was out. Wait, was it?
No.
I don't know.
That was the 80s.
That was the 70s. Sorry, I missed that. But, like, if that... Like, we, like... Talking about this on whatever, people get hurt. Okay, sorry. This, like, it's not going to get taken off the air. Like that kind of shit, like... as tragic, and I forget where I'm going. I'm tripping over my words here because you were talking about as time goes on, and no, not Atari. But like, when do you think is like gonna be the point of like where shit that's happened in our lifetime is gonna be acceptable? To
that's going to be okay. Yeah. Okay.
Like and that was a really bad way of getting to it. Like what I was saying, if this show's on 1950, it's off. Like we get shot or whatever, something like that.
I would say like. I would probably say it depends, because I feel like
As of right now,
concentration camps will always be remembered because there's so much written stuff.
True,
about
that
it.
nothing's gonna get forgotten, obviously.
No, but like in the Titanic, there's not like too much written about it, so it's kind of
No?
like there's not like a whole lot of stories about it. But like in concentration camps, there's millions of people affected by it, and there's like
and obviously that's on a far greater scale.
And there's super,
the Titanic,
and plus, like in wars, there's so much documentation of everything.
But maybe that is what speaks to it, is the magnitude of like the incident. The Titanic, hundreds of people.
I think it's like 1,000.
1,000 people.
But it's also different too. Like
domestic accidental killing, and then like compared to like attacks of terrorism, 9/11, like
even then though, I think it would take even
Syrian
longer.
Genocide, shit like that.
Because people from the future can just look at the fucking video of 9/11 happening through like TV shows and like.
I mean, they're gonna make
channels.
it so that you can relive that shit.
Yeah, basically.
Which is why, but.
I don't know. There's
sure
games where you can be the killer for JFK and shit like that. So that'd probably be a bit offensive after that. But
I did see that.
Yeah.
That's like the fucking play Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, it's a bit much. Yeah. No good ones to kill Lincoln. That was kind of shitty.
Yeah, well, they're all beta. They are.
Yeah,
all beta.
And it's not hard.
You have to be patient.
And it's not really hard.
It's only
to miss
one
with a gun
level.
to the back of his head. So
It's really hard.
It's way too easy.
You gotta sneak past the guards.
It's actually really hard because like the gun is super inaccurate and there's only one level, so they have to jam pack. They have to jam pack this level with a whole bunch of shit.
Who's the dude with the giant? Who's the 6'5" dude with the giant beard and a big old hat?
Pick him out. Oh, where is he? Up in the sweet box.
Up in the presidential box.
I like the idea of the game being way too easy. A lot more like.
Because you just press start and you already are at the back of Lincoln's head.
It's just like a shitty Flash game with like stick figures.
Actually, that's probably
don't shoot
there
the puppy.
Are probably millions of those.
Yeah.
And it's just like a Hitman game, but like you just walk up and bang and then walk out. And,
you win. How do you lose? How do you lose?
You sit down next to Lincoln.
But there is like
there's a
this part
secret
kicks
ending.
ass.
There's a secret ending.
There's so many JFK.
Friendship.
There's so many, have you guys looked into JFK assassinations? It's kind of like Lee Harvey Oswald getting shot before he could even speak again in public.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of
kinda
controversies
iffy,
around it.
Yeah, and just like how can a guy that far with that shitty of a gun shoot?
But I know the files came out recently.
Yeah, but there's nothing really.
But there's
Was
not,
there? And did they leak anything else?
No, it was.
Why would they?
I don't know.
The files came out and they were basically like being like, "Hey, we have them. Here are the files," but they're still classified and redacted a lot. So it's like, oh, okay. Everybody was really excited because we were like, okay, let's see what the government found out.
It makes no sense though, because like you could go. I've looked at so many World War II archives, and like they put some awful shit that the United States did into it.
Yeah.
Like I went through archives of like the people that looked over what places were bombed, and like the guys talking like the Hiroshima bomb went off at this radius, and they're like, and they said radioactivity. They're reporting back of radioactivity damage. He goes, "No, there's no radiation damage in bombs. Like they're dramatizing it to make us look bad and shit like that." And it's like crazy. You can see that. And then like, have you guys ever heard of Operation Paperclip?
I think so.
No.
Operation Paperclip is the Nuremberg trials.
Yep.
Where they had the Nazis and they put them on trial. Japanese people, there was this troop that did awful things. Like they'd take Chinese people and they would put their arms in water and make sure it was completely frozen. So it was like frostbitten, and they'd hit it, and they said it would sound like hitting a log because it just echoes throughout their entire arm.
Oh, just the arm after they pull it
and
out.
they were giving they'd give pregnant women syphilis and see how it would react to the kids, and then they'd kill the kids after they were born.
Are these scientific experiments?
Yes.
Or were these
Yeah,
torture?
Both, I guess.
They wanted to try, and like they were testing out a ton of biochemical attacks.
Biochemical
So they would give like these girls or they'd give these people like terrible fleas, and they actually released them on a Chinese town and see how it react to the town.
Yeah.
It killed off tons of people, and actually, United States, they saved all the Japanese scientists, and they said, "We will not prosecute you if you give us everything you learned from there."
Yeah, and I did know
that. And that was Paperclip.
And that okay. That,
I
was gonna say that did sound familiar.
And they came over to the United States and did a bunch of research with us.
Yeah, and that's fucking wild because thinking World War II era Japan, like really, really, really horrible shit done to its own civilians, I'm sure, but like mostly Chinese, and like that's such tough ground to walk, thin ice upon which to tread. That's what I was looking for. It's very thin ice.
And a lot of them
because a lot of them are like, like, we bombed them because they did. It's like, no, like, that doesn't constitute, like, you can't bomb somebody just because they, like, did fucking
Well, no, we bombed them because we Hiroshima bombed them because we would have lost way too many people and taking over Japan.
Oh, and going there,
because we were losing 20 to 30,000 people off little islands.
Yeah.
Because they instead of killing themselves, or surrendering, they would just jump on tanks with bombs and blow themselves up.
Wasn't it also that we were still fighting at two fronts?
No, the German war was over when we started jumping from island to island. The Eastern Front was done.
Was it?
Yeah, because we were going to use the bombs in Germany first.
No, I know, but like,
if they had coordinated something, there is no way.
Oh yeah, no, we were going to
after the Battle of Midway, we took out 3 of the 4 carriers, and damaged the 4th one, Japanese carriers. So they were not going to go any farther. They were done. The whole battle, they were never going to progress after Midway because they lost the carriers. Which were like the carriers were the most important thing.
I think I was in the wrong because I thought that our Western Front finished before we finished off with Germany and.
Well, no, the Western Front. Sorry, the Western Front was done. This is the Eastern Front.
It's confusing because East and West all become one thing when you're talking about the globe.
Because it's still the Western Front was over, is what I meant. Then we attacked Japan and did the island to island. So if you meant like that, then you are right. Yes. So after all that happened, I was like, because like even
I do remember it going that way. Weird.
Well, no, because I thought he was talking about in relationship of the U.S. So I was like, wait.
Yeah, no, I messed
California?
up. The Eastern Front was after the Western Front was done.
Yo, would you guys rather send the East Coast or the West Coast to fight for like the name of the United States? Like
probably
if you had to pick a stereotype of a coast, which one would you rather send?
Probably East.
Speaking of coast, the Midland did most of the fighting in World War II.
Well.
Yeah, but like the dramatic differences of
East Coast or Best Coast, you know what I'm saying?
East Coast people
California
and West Coast.
love or
probably East
fucking
Coast.
Lobster.
Probably East Coast.
West Coast, so people I love don't die.
Well, no,
I don't know anyone from California.
Will you play with me in the space here?
Hold on,
Jesus Christ, I'm trying.
So you're saying I wouldn't be affected by war in this? How come? War affects everyone.
If you can suspend your disbelief.
Tyler, we're talking about stereotypical East Coasters versus stereotypical West Coasters.
Not a war. A fight.
What's West
Coast? Still East.
What's West Coast gonna do? Like open their minds to sexuality? That's not gonna affect anyone.
Hey, don't drink that milk; it'll give you cancer. What?
But I'd rather have the South,
only in
because both sides are extremely liberal. I want the other side. They're like. They probably know how to shoot a gun
that's
more.
Still part of the Eastern Coast.
I don't want no limp-wristed liberal shooting pistol at people. Like, it hurts my wrist.
The South is still also part of the Eastern Coast.
It is? The South?
Look at the Eastern Coast.
I don't know. Yes, but the South and the East don't really get along. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, get over it. 1860. Come on. We won.
But that's kind of a weird thing to think about, right? We don't think about the Southern states as part of the East Coast in any capacity. They're nothing like it. It ends at about what? Philly?
Yeah.
Right? West Virginia, maybe below West Virginia, something like that. Carolina.
I think the cutoff is West Virginia.
Speaking of that, I just read a huge paper that was super fucking interesting about the best thing about the United States is also the worst thing about the United States.
Meaning,
where if you go from a city and you go 30 miles to another city, how absolutely different it is culturally is a good thing, but also a terribly bad thing too.
Why do you suppose? Well.
That's a good fucking question. I don't know.
My guess would
it's probably because the people, they don't relate to each other, so they don't feel empathy towards other humans.
Oh, you're speaking strictly from like an internal perspective. I was kind of like as a tourism point, or like someone who is emigrating to like live there, and like you have to
try and figure out
where you want to go, and each 30-mile batch is completely different fucking thing
easily.
For you to
you can go to Baltimore to Washington D.C. to Philadelphia in like a few hours, so that'd probably go around there. There's so much to learn.
No, I meant like
no, but like
that's why it's a bad thing, right? Wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
It's because it's so confusing for anybody to try to learn, especially if you don't speak the language.
Or even just basing it out of New York and how many different areas of New York it has. Like,
right.
You on
New York
Staten? Are you on Staten or are you in Brooklyn? And that's a totally different culture.
Yeah. Long Island is not even not even close to like the rest.
Don't even go to Jersey.
Do not even go to Jersey.
Yeah, when you start seeing the trash on the side of the road, you know you're in Jersey.
What my rum ham?
Rum ham.
That's one of my favorite episodes. That's a Did you guys know that Farmington and Pittsfield used to have fist fights?
What?
Town-wide fist fights?
Go on. No,
They
go on.
Like they hated each other.
Yep.
Did you know that Barnstead and Pittsfield hated each other for a long time? There's a huge.
Don't we
rivalry
still
between
hate each other?
Farmington and Pittsfield in the 20s,
Okay.
give or take.
Good years.
Good years.
Remember them fondly.
Every so often, everyone in Farmington and Pittsfield would take up arms, not literally, but sometimes with baseball bats.
Arms.
They would baseball bats. And I take this back. I don't think this was the 1920s. I think this is a little like before that. But they would all like meet at a common point and kick each other's ass pretty regularly.
What's in
Pretty
between
regularly.
us and Farmington?
Honestly,
Alton, Barnstead.
Do we meet in like at the line of Alton and Barnstead?
I don't know
Like,
if
is
we
that
would-
the midpoint?
have you not seen West Side Story? You start snapping and singing
you
until you
start
get to
snapping and then you keep watching. And here's the thing: I live in both of those towns. I'm a resident of both of those towns. I
Fucking traitor.
grew up in Farmington, and I was raised
Yeah.
mostly when I was 6, give or take, in Farmington, and now I live here, and like. That's fucking wild. That like these towns would very, very frequently, like as a holiday thing, get together and kick the shit out of each
What
other.
a great way to blow off steam. I would totally still do that.
Back when men were men and times were simpler.
No, really,
I would not want to go back there.
Why not?
No.
Like a fist fight purge would be awesome.
No, I wouldn't want to go back to any other time except now, I don't think.
You're a white male, you'd be fine.
Well, yes, I know. But like, there are a lot of things that like just being like white and a guy and straight won't help you with, like living in the Great Depression. You just starve, you die.
Oh yeah, there's a point that I wouldn't go back to, but I would totally go back to like. I would say probably far back as the 60s.
Yeah, but then
If
you
I
don't have
could.
Wi-Fi or porn, so why
You
would you
still
want to
have
go?
porn. There's still porn.
Okay, but what if you can't go back to Wi-Fi
Dude,
porn?
you can get off looking at girls' legs back then. Like, fuck that. That's awesome.
Yeah, you get a different mindset. And you're like,
Yeah, it was
oh.
different. It was different. Now
that
you start getting
ankle.
turned on by ankles
Yeah.
because there's nothing around. You see the flappers, and you're like, wow,
And then
are you kidding me? This is hot. Tell me
and then back in the
I'm taking photos and sending it to you while you're still in the present.
and then like you're
Starting to
really,
get
you're really
weird.
stressed
Yeah.
out. You're really stressed out. Take a fucking big old bottle of whiskey and go for a nice drive, dude. Just fucking down that thing while you're driving, and like, and then there's like, you drinking? Yeah. Have a nice night, cop. You too. And then you drive off.
Wait, the guy's outside looking at the cop. like the guy is like, hey, pull over, and the cop pulls over, and then he's like, what's been going on?
I'm gonna drink and drive. What are you gonna do about it? Hope you have a nice night.
Fucking.
All right, see you later, officer.
my
And then he gets back in his car.
Something is not right.
Like my grandfather was talking about how when he was
This is
bored,
a different reality.
back when he was bored and it was snowing out, his friends would take the hood off the truck and
Yeah,
tie it to it and just go
yeah.
fucking surfing down the road. And like,
Fuck
if
yeah.
you did that now, you'd be like in jail.
No, you wouldn't.
Wouldn't be in jail. You'd be very frowned upon.
Not around here.
Really?
Dude, UNH, I wanted to snowboard behind a car at UNH all the time. I never got around to it because nobody had a car.
Taking
They
a
wanted
hood
to
off a
pull me.
car? Pretty sure it's illegal to have
What?
a hood off a car.
Well, taking the hood off a car, yeah, but dude, we live in a town with like 1,000 people. Nobody would care if it was the dead of winter and we were dicking around like
People cared
up
if we-
roads. and-
People gave a humongous shit if we were 16-year-olds and having a party.
Yeah, but okay, well, don't go near the people. That's what I'm saying, right? Just go up the road, go up to where I live.
True.
Just dick around on the old hood of the car.
Yeah.
I had something to say and I can't remember what it was. So maybe that's a good transition to talk about music.
Let's go. Oh, is it time? Okay.
Yeah. It's about 55
Mine
minutes.
is a rap
Time for
song.
music.
Since I've been doing a lot of alternative music, I like Sicko Mode by Travis Scott. It's really good.
This is the one you showed me earlier.
Yes, I love it. I think
So
it's
you really do like it.
I fucking super dig it. I listen to it like once a day.
Because you did show me and I was like, I don't like the song. And I did hear before, but...
You do Dick Like a Brick today?
Huh?
You do Dick Like a Brick today? I know you are.
No, I have a couple of songs.
Derek will sing a fucking song all week, and then he'll do some random ass song at the end, and it always throws me for a loop.
Really?
Like, you've been singing this song for a fucking week, and that's not the one you're gonna post. You're gonna post some other weird fucking song.
Nah, dude, I have so much music to listen to. At any rate,
Go fuck yourself.
so the problem with my song is that the artist is unpronounceable for me, but it's called The Heir to the Sugar Honey Queen. So you're going to want to spell the artist, if I can pull this up here. And Daren will put this in the description, but that's fine. Ehiorobo. It's a robo. Something like that.
A rowboat.
A rowboat. So Heir to the Sugar Honey Queen by a rowboat. And It's a lot of fun. It's a really, really quirky little song that doesn't really have a defined genre. And it's really fun and has a lot of like spoken word in it. It's very cool.
I can't wait for you to just post like one time, just do like a super mainstream pop song.
Yeah. Right, like this week it's a Katy Perry song, right? You might not have heard of it.
Lady Gaga.
Does Katy Perry still make music?
Yeah. Oh, don't look at me.
Ooh, I don't know.
As long as Max Martin does. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Huh?
I don't get that either.
Max Martin is a writer.
I was gonna try and like snap.
Oh, sorry. Max Martin's a writer who's made a lot of popular songs, and every Katy Perry popular song is written by him. She just sings it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Same with Britney Spears, Ariana Grande, Backstreet Boys. He wrote for all of them.
Really?
Pink.
I did hear something about that.
Yeah.
That is ringing a bell.
Yep,
That there's like
talked
one
to you
over.
about it.
Darren, what you got, man?
The song's called "Our Moment" by Yumi Kawamura and Lotus Juice. You know, well, actually, you guys probably don't know Lotus.
Sounds delicious.
No,
Can you buy it around here?
he's a Japanese rapper. He's actually shown up a lot in the Persona series, but no, this song's great. I really just like.
Is it Japanese rap? Sorry.
No, it's in English.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no, yeah, it's great.
Tight.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe music. I'm sorry.
I have nothing.
Just end it.
Oh, I'm void of everything.
There it is.
End it! End it!
Kill me!